All right, besties, buckle up because today we're diving into No One Will Save You, a movie where one quiet girl gets bullied by her entire town, attacked by three different aliens, emotionally destroyed by a hallucination, chased by her own clone, and still manages to serve final girl energy. This film said, what if we traumatize one woman for 93 minutes straight? And Brynn said, bet. So grab a snack, lock your doors, and maybe check your ceiling for aliens, because this story gets wild. Let's get into it. The story opens in this ridiculously peaceful small town, like the kind of place where the biggest scandal is someone forgetting to return a library book. Morning light fills Brynn Adams' cozy little vintage house, where she lives alone, doing her daily routine like she's the CEO of Quiet Girl Aesthetic. Everything is perfectly arranged, perfectly folded, perfectly placed. Honestly, her house is so organized it makes Marie Kondo look like she's slacking. Brynn sits at her sewing table, stitching away like a Victorian ghost who never got the memo that it's 2023. She prepares a package with the emotional intensity of someone mailing their entire soul to someone who's not here anymore. You can tell this package means something like, I'm fine, smiley face, energy, but in envelope form. She steps outside into the bright, peaceful day and immediately gets annoyed because there's a dried circle on her lawn. She waters it aggressively, like she's fighting for custody of her grass. Then she drives into town to drop off her package. But the moment she arrives, the vibe shifts harder than a Netflix plot twist. People look at her like she's the town's main villain. A couple literally turns away. A man stiffens and stares at her with the kind of resentment usually reserved for someone who eats loudly in public. Brynn doesn't react. She just absorbs the judgment like she's been training for this her whole life. Her face stays calm, but you can feel the I hate it here energy radiating off her. She visits her mother's grave, still mourning both her mom and her best friend Maud. And honestly, the cemetery is probably the only place in town where she doesn't feel judged. That's how bad it is. Back home, she sees a delivery van pull up. The guy basically yeets her package onto the ground like he's speedrunning his shift, but Brynn is thrilled anyway. It's her new model house, because nothing says, I'm coping like building a tiny version of the town that hates you. She dances around, places the model with the rest of her miniature city, cooks dinner, eats alone, and writes letters to Maud like she's sending emotional fan mail to the afterlife. Her home is her safe space, but also a reminder that she's basically living in social exile. Night falls. Brynn gets ready for bed, brushing her hair, reading a book, turning off the lights. She lies down, blissfully unaware that something is already watching her like she's the season finale of its favorite show. Hours later, a strange noise echoes through the house. A soft thump, a scraping sound. Brynn wakes up instantly, not the wake up, but the I'm about to be murdered wake up. She listens, hoping it's just the house settling. Spoiler, it's not. The noise comes again, louder this time. She gets out of bed slowly, breathing like she's trying not to exist. The house suddenly feels colder, heavier, like something unwelcome has moved in without paying rent. At the top of the stairs, she sees a shadow glide across the floor. Too tall, too thin, too smooth. Definitely not Amazon Prime. The figure steps into the moonlight, revealing its long limbs, oversized head, and giant black eyes, the classic I come in peace alien look, except this one clearly came for violence and vibes. Brynn backs away, trying not to make a sound. The creature tilts its head like it's listening to her heartbeat. Its movements are so smooth, it looks like it's animated at 120 FPS while the rest of the world is stuck at 24. She slips into the kitchen and grabs the first thing she can use as a weapon because nothing says self-defense like random kitchen items. The alien explores her home, clicking and chirping like it's judging her interior design choices. Then it stops, turns toward her hiding spot. It knows. Brynn holds her breath like she's trying to become invisible. The alien steps closer, and just before it finds her, she lunges, running and knocking off balance. It screeches like a kettle having a meltdown and Brynn crawl. But the alien is right behind her, and because life isn't fair, it uses telekinesis to pin her down. But Brynn, she's done. She holds a broken piece from her model town school bell tower. Yes, the tiny one, and stabs it right in the alien's head. Accidentally, but still iconic. The psychic grip breaks, and she escapes, officially entering her final girl era. Brynn opens her eyes. It's daylight. She's dealing with some pain in her foot. She has a stab wound from broken glass. Still totally fixated on the lifeless alien body, just chilling on the floor. She comes over to check if it's really dead. And yep, it's definitely dead. She wraps it up in no time. Brynn finally realizes that every electronic device has officially given up on life after the alien invasion. Phones, cars, fridge, probably even her neighbor's electric toothbrush. So she leaves her car behind, wash herself, dress up, barricade the broken door with sofa, and step outside, leaving the alien corpse still inside she casually murdered earlier. and starts walking into town like this is just another Monday. As she's cycling past her neighbor's ransacked house and an overturned mail van, because apparently aliens have a personal vendetta against postal services, she heads toward the police station. The whole vibe is post-apocalyptic chic, and Brynn is just trying to keep it together. Inside the station, she runs into Maud's parents, and plot twist, they're the chief of police and his wife. Of course they are. Because why would Brynn's worst nightmare be waiting for her at the front desk? Maud's mom looks at Brynn with the kind of disgust usually reserved for spoiled milk. Then she spits directly in Brynn's face, like full Olympic-level accuracy, and struts out of the station like she just won Most Dramatic Exit 2025. Brynn, absolutely done with everyone's nonsense, decides she's leaving town. She hops on a bus like she's escaping a toxic friend group. But of course, the universe says nope. The passengers suddenly turn into alien-controlled zombies and try to hold her back like she's the last slice of cheesecake at a family gathering. Brynn escapes the chaos and stumbles into an abandoned church because nothing says comfort like a creepy, empty religious building during an alien apocalypse. She visits Maud's grave, trying to have a moment, but nope. She notices a group of people nearby acting super weird. And by weird, I mean they've got tiny tentacled creatures literally wriggling under the skin of their throats. Just casual alien parasite behavior. Totally normal. Later that night, back at Brynn's house, things go from bad to are you kidding me? A mysterious glowing light starts floating the alien's body out of her home like it's being picked up by Uber Eats for extraterrestrials. Brynn barely has time to process before she's attacked by two more creatures, because apparently she's the neighborhood's designated alien exterminator now. Then comes the grand finale, Brynn versus Tiny Alien of Doom. This little creature tries to square up, but Brynn is done. She grabs a broken mop handle, impales the alien straight through a wardrobe like she's auditioning for a horror movie, and then slams the door on its head for good measure. At this point, she deserves a trophy, a nap, and maybe a lifetime supply of therapy. Brynn tries to flee her house, because honestly, who wouldn't after fighting 3 aliens before breakfast? But nope, the universe is not done bullying her. An alien control man grabs her like he's auditioning for a worst teammate ever, and drags her straight toward a flying saucer's tractor beam. Yes, a tractor beam. Because apparently aliens watched too much sci-fi and said, let's do that. Brynn is seconds away from being sucked into the mothership like a vacuum cleaner grabbing a Lego piece, but she's had enough. She kicks the mind-controlled dude straight into the tractor beam, and he gets yoinked upward like a rag doll in a video game. Brynn books it out of there like she's running from her responsibilities. But the universe? Still not done. A third alien, and this one is huge, like Final Boss DLC huge, starts stalking her. This thing climbs over her house like it's Spider-Man's emotionally unstable cousin. It's determined. It's fast. It's tall. It's giving, I skip leg day never. Brynn lures this skyscraper-sized nightmare into her station wagon, because why not trap an alien in a 1990s car interior? The creature squeezes in, but its long limbs get tangled in the cabin like it's fighting for its life against seatbelts and cup holders. Then one of its feet punctures the gas tank. And Brynn, she sees an opportunity. She lights it up. The car goes WHOMPH, full explosion mode, but before the alien can roast like a cosmic marshmallow, a flying saucer swoops in and extinguishes the flames with a ray. Because apparently aliens have built-in fire safety protocols. But even with the alien fire extinguisher beam, the creature is still cooked to death. Extra crispy. Well done. Alien barbecue. Brynn stands there like, great. Add that to the list of things I didn't plan on doing today. Brynn sprints back into her house thinking she can finally catch her breath. Girl, and oh. The universe said, absolutely not. The moment she steps inside, a humanoid alien yeets her straight through a wall using telekinesis, like it's auditioning for America's Got Powers. Before she can even process the drywall in her hair, she gets pinned down by this red ray that basically says, don't move. We're doing science. And then brace yourself. The alien floats into the air like it's about to perform a magic trick, opens its mouth, and regurgitates a tentacled creature. Yes, it spits out a whole alien parasite like it's coughing up a hairball from hell. The creature launches itself into Brynn's mouth like it paid for express shipping. She immediately falls into this intense hallucination where everything is magically perfect again. Her house is undamaged, life is peaceful, and Maud is alive, smiling like nothing ever happened. It's giving emotional manipulation DLC. But Brynn, she's built different. She snaps out of the hallucination like, nope, not today, Satan Squid. She rips the tentacled creature out of her mouth with pure final girl rage. The alien, offended that its mind control plan failed, summons a flying saucer like it's calling an Uber. The saucer beams up the parasite, and because this movie refuses to chill, it rapidly grows a full-size Brynn body double. A clone. A Brynn 2.0. A new phone, who dis version of her. And this Brynn double? She immediately starts chasing the real Brynn into the woods like she's trying to replace her life, her identity, and probably her skincare routine. It's literally Brynn versus Brynn. Alien Edition. Brynn and alien Brynn stare each other down like two girls who just showed up to the party wearing the same outfit. Except one of them is literally an extraterrestrial identity thief. For a moment, it's awkward. Like, do I say hi? Do I scream? Do I file a complaint? Original Brynn is stunned. Not because she's scared, but because she got stabbed. Alien Brynn goes for the dramatic stabbing move. But Brynn snaps out of it like, hold on, I'm not letting my own knockoff version take me out. She grabs a cutter, swings with pure final girl adrenaline, and slices Alien Brynn's throat. Not graphic, just enough to make the clone dramatically collapse like she's auditioning for a telenovela. Alien Brynn hits the ground with the energy of someone who just realized they failed their villain arc. Brynn catch her panting, staring at her alien doppelganger like, did I really just fight myself? Is this what self-care looks like now? Then the guilt kicks in. She looks down at the clone like, sorry girl, you were cute but chaotic. She limps away, exhausted, traumatized, and 100% done. As she walks, she spots, from a distance, a tall tentacled alien just waiting for her like it's her Uber driver. Before she can even say nope, a giant beam of light appears above her head. Brynn looks up like, of course, why not? Take me. I'm tired. And whoosh, she gets sucked upward like a human vacuum cleaner attachment. Brynn gets sucked up into the alien ship like she's being vacuum cleaned off the planet, and suddenly she's floating in this blinding white void that looks like the Apple Store after death. No walls, no floor, no gravity, just vibes and trauma. She's spinning around like a confused Sims character while these tall, creepy aliens stand around her like, interesting specimen, very emotionally unstable. And then, because this movie loves hurting her, they start replaying her memories. Not the cute ones, not the fun ones. Nope. They go straight for the mod incident. Brynn is forced to relive the worst moment of her life in HD. 4K. Dolby Atmos emotional surround sound. The aliens are basically doing a full psychological deep dive like they're her therapist. Except they didn't ask permission, and they definitely don't take insurance. The aliens decide it's time for Brynn's mandatory emotional damage appointment. So they drag her into a full-blown memory replay like they're Netflix buffering her trauma in 4K. Suddenly she's back in that field. The one moment that turned her whole town against her. She and Maud are arguing, voices rising, emotions messy. Maud shoves her, Brynn falls, and in the chaos she reacts without thinking. One panic move, one terrible mistake, and everything changes forever. The aliens watch this like they're judges on America's Got Trauma, nodding to each other like, ah yes, classic human guilt. Very spicy. Brynn is sobbing, shaking, absolutely done with being emotionally roasted by extraterrestrials. But instead of punishing her, the aliens basically have a group meeting like, Alien number 1, she's been through enough. Alien number 2, yeah, poor thing. Alien number 3, let her go. She's not built for mind control anyway. And just like that, they send her back to Earth without one of those tentacled mind control worms. No parasite, no alien Wi-Fi, no cosmic puppet strings. They literally return her like, here you go, sweetie. Sorry for the inconvenience. Good luck with your trauma. Brynn wakes up on the ground like she just got dropped off by the universe's weirdest Uber. Brynn wakes up in her town, but everything is different. The whole place is basically alien Disneyland now. People are walking around smiling, possessed, vibing with their new alien overlords like it's a community festival. But Brynn, she's free. She's not controlled. She's not scared. She's just vibing. She walks through the town with the confidence of someone who has survived 3 home invasions, telekinesis, alien parasites, emotional torture, her own evil clone, and a tractor beam kidnapping. She literally waves at the alien ships like they're neighbors watering their lawns. And the final shot? Brynn dancing, smiling, living her best life. Honestly, queen behavior. She said, if you can't beat the aliens, at least don't let them ruin your vibe. And that, my friends, is No One Will Save You, a movie where Brynn didn't just survive, she thrived. Meanwhile, the rest of humanity is basically running on alien Wi-Fi. If you enjoyed this chaotic recap, hit that like button, subscribe for more unhinged movie breakdowns, and tell me in the comments. Would you survive an alien invasion? Or would you immediately get tractor beamed like a Sims character? Alright besties, stay safe, stay weird, and remember, if an alien ever tries to mind control you, just stab it with a piece of your model town. See you in the next one.